Welcome, everybody. Greetings to you on today. Once again, welcome to another session with Coach Steele. I am your host, Coach Steele, and this is Coach Steele's Finance Training, where we talk about all things financial literacy. Here at our community, we have a blast, we have fun, we bounce ideas off of one another, we share insight and information as well. So I'm excited to have you on today and look forward to working with you on today on our subject on today. And if you've been looking on YouTube in advance, seeing that this live is coming, then you know our subject today is none other than organize your finances. I'm confident that this is a great subject to talk about today, and I want to give you some insight and some pointers on how to organize your finances because most people are going to set financial goals in 2026, and many of them aren't going to have any organization at all. And I want to make sure that you have some organization and structure in place when you are trying to reach your goals, hit those targets when it comes to your finances. And so when we talk about organize your finances, we're going to come from a few different angles. Some of them you probably thought of already, and some of them you're going to be like, you know what? I never thought about that. That's actually a good idea, Coach Steele. I need to make sure I do that as well. Maybe that'll help me tighten up in some areas. So good morning to you, Mr. Tony Sherman. Happy to have you on Coach Steele's Finance Training. Shout out to Mr. Tim Scott. Good morning. Happy to have you here as well. So as y'all tune in and jump in the room, if you can, make sure you share the live on your different platforms that you have on social media. Tell a friend, let someone know what we're doing. We are talking about financial literacy and the basics of financial literacy on today. And in order to really achieve a lot of your goals that you want to accomplish, I need you all to get organized. In that comment section, just type get organized. Get organized. That's going to be very, very important. And if you're a first-time visitor and listener to Coach Steele's Finance Training, just know we go live every Saturday morning, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time Zone. We got Big Court in the building on today as well. Manifest Her brunch, I might have said it wrong, is coming up very, very soon. Let me double check, make sure I get everything right. I don't want to say anything the wrong way. What we got? Yes, Manifest Her brunch is coming up soon, January 2024. Ladies, get your tickets. She's going to be in Claxton, Georgia. Reach out to her and she'll get you squared away. Make sure that you're on point. And so here on Coach Steele's Finance Training, I can't wait to talk to you all about getting organized and some of the things you do to get organized. Some of the things you've thought about doing. Does it make sense? Does it not make sense? I really want to get some insight from you all on some of the things you do to stay organized. Now, organization, when it comes to your finances, is important because it plays a role in different parts of this. A lot of what you want to accomplish financially in 2026, it's a lot of it's up here, right? Whether you can do it, whether you can't do it, whether you have the confidence, whether you have the discipline, whether you have the motivation, a lot of that is going to start up here. Guess what organization does? Organization helps clear this up. Organization helps give you the focus that you need right here. In sports, we say the games are played in between the lines. Well, when it comes to financial success, that game is played in between your ears, on this side and this side. And when you have your mind right, when you're mentally checked in, you can have great success financially. But if you're not organized, then your mind will check out. If you're not organized, then your mind will lose motivation. If you're not organized, it can make you frustrated. You can feel the clutter. You can feel the depression. You can feel the negativity because you haven't taken time to put structure, systems, and organization in your financial goals that you want to accomplish on today. So that's why we're talking about that on today. Yes, Mr. Tony Sherman, it's about your mindset. That's exactly it. You got to get your mind right. You're welcome, Miss Courtney Ellis. No problem at all. Teamwork. And so, guys, you got to get your mind right. Tony Sherman said it best. It's your mindset in that chat section, just put get your mind right, or you can put the brain emoji in there, whichever one works best for you. When we're tuning in to Coach Steele's Finance Training, get your popcorn ready. Whether you're cooking breakfast, you know what? Turn me up on the Bluetooth or put me on YouTube on the TV, whichever one. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel that I have as well, Coach Steele's Finance Training. I know you may listen in on Facebook, but still go subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. I want to hear your thoughts and your comments on today as we dive into this subject. So let's get with, I want to deal with one of the first things that I see people have problems with, and I talk about it often. And so here's the first thing. Number one, if you want to get organized, I need you all to examine your accounts, examine your checking accounts. So sometimes I talk with people and I'm coaching people with their finances, and they may have like 4 checking accounts, 5 checking accounts, 3 checking accounts. I'm not saying you have to have a limit. I'm not saying you have to have a number, but you need to organize your checking account. Someone in that comment section put number 1, organize your checking account. That's why we call this Coach Steele's Finance Training, because we're going to do training. We're going to be interactive as we go through these different sessions. They all bounce off of one another. Last week, we were talking about how to create and manage your CF, your cash flow. And so we talked about how to get more cash flow, how to create it, how to manage it, all that good stuff. But after we create and manage that money, it's going to be sitting somewhere. So on today, we're talking about how to examine your checking account or organize your checking accounts. I want you all to examine and see, look at your checking accounts. Now, here's the thing. When it comes to your checking accounts, whether you have 5, whether you have 4, whether you have 3, what are they doing? Do you have checking accounts that just don't serve any purpose? And before we go too far, I'm not saying close your checking accounts. Listen to what I'm saying. Can you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Like Chris Tucker says, I want you all to examine your checking accounts and see if they serve a purpose. Are they benefiting you? Those that are listening in on Facebook and YouTube on today, we're going to light up that comment section and be interactive. Why? Because when you are learning something, when you're interacting, some of the things that I'm saying when I say examine your checking accounts, you are writing a mental reminder in your brain. You hear me saying do it, and you're also commenting. And so you're not going to forget some of the things that you wrote in the comment section as well. So just keep in mind that as we are teaching, also give yourself the other option as the way to learn as you're taking notes as well. All right. So some people have checking accounts for paying bills. Good morning to you, Dante. Happy to have you tuning in to Coach Steele's Finance Training. And so when we talk about examining the checking account, I want you all to examine the checking account of, do they serve a purpose? Do you have a checking account where you put money and it's not doing anything? It's just sitting there. And y'all already know here on Coach Steele's Finance Training, I don't like checking accounts where money's just sitting there and it's not serving a purpose. It's not benefiting you. Now, I'm going to tell y'all some of the things that I do when I have my money come in strategically and why, right? So I'm going to get there. So do you have a checking account where money's just sitting there throughout the month? It's not doing anything. One, that is a no-no. It needs to be serving a purpose. Happy to have you tuning in on today, Judy Jones, here on Coach Steele's Finance Training. Good morning. Good morning. And so when you all are looking at that situation, there's something called opportunity cost, and we'll get to that in a minute. Here on Coach Steele's Finance Training, we talk about it all the time. I brought out the calculators to show you all the differences, the pros and cons of money sitting around versus money working, right? So if I had to have money that's just sitting around in a checking account, I would rather put that money in a high yield interest savings account. If it's just going to be sitting there waiting for me to pay a bill, waiting for me to do something, I want the money earning interest, making money. And so some people have multiple accounts where they get paid and the money just sits there It's not doing anything. It's not serving a purpose. And on top of that, you don't even have bills being paid out of that account. And so it makes no sense at this point in time. Good morning, Betty Reeves. Happy to have you tuning in to Coach Steele's Finance Training. Good to see you locked in on today with us. It makes no sense to have the money sitting there because it is losing value. I told you all, inflation is the silent money killer. And so that inflation will do its job if you don't do your job. Inflation will do its job, which is to eat away the value of your money if you don't do your job. So I like to sit my money in the high yield interest savings account. Check this out, guys. As soon as you get paid and the money sits in the account, let's say it's in a regular checking account, you lose the opportunity for your money to work for you. What I do, this is how I get paid. I let my money land in the high yield interest savings account. Now, as soon as my money hits the high yield interest savings account, it immediately starts working in my favor versus a checking account. I'm talking about organizing your finances and also being able to maximize the moment and the situation the moment your money hits your account. So it sits in the high yield interest savings account and collects interest around 3.3 to 4% interest, depending on whether the feds are lowering the rates or raising them, right? So now it's sitting there. It's working to my benefit. Do I have bills? Do I have expenses and things that come up? Yes, I do. But I am strategically going to use every tool that financial institutions give and for us to work to my benefit. I'm going to use every tool that financial institutions give us to set us up for failure, to make us go in debt, for them to capitalize on the value of our money. All those tools they give us, I try to strategically use them to benefit me. So I'm not going to have my direct deposits go into a regular checking account. I let my direct deposits go in a high yield interest savings account, and I let them sit there. Now, when you want to organize your finances, ladies and gentlemen, you need to start doing a few things. One of them is you need to know if you have auto drafts coming out. I told you all in the beginning, you need to know how many checking accounts you have. Is money randomly sitting in there? Why do I want you all to know if you have money randomly sitting in there? Because I need you all to take the money out of accounts that's just randomly sitting there and it's not doing anything and it's not working to your benefit. I need you all to take that money out and move it to an account that benefits you. So you need to understand if that checking account is serving a purpose and understand that the money sitting in there, there's opportunity costs that you're losing. You're losing the opportunity for your money to work for you. Now, let's go a little bit further here. Do you have auto draft? Like, are there certain payments that come out every month? Some of you have auto draft, things that are being paid auto. And I'm talking about checking accounts and I'm talking about your credit cards as well. And I'll get back to my situation and give y'all a little bit better understanding of what I do. Some of you that have things coming out every month, do you know what day it comes out? I need you all to get organized. You need to know whether it comes out on the 1st, whether it comes out on the 15th. Some of you that don't have auto draft protection and you're going over, I forgot what the term is, and they're charging you an extra $33 or $35 because you keep going over. I need you all to stop doing that. And you need to see when your drafts are coming out. When are those bills and expenses being paid? And you need to write that down. So I need you all to know, when does the income direct deposits hit the account on average? And when are those bills and expenses, the auto draft payments, set up to go out? You need to know those days specifically, and the ones you have set up on your credit cards. Why? Because most people, the ones that they have them set up on the credit card, they usually forget and don't pay any attention to. And what ends up happening is when those institutions or those businesses start raising and increasing the price, you're really not paying attention to it. So it goes on and they can just keep making money off of you. And some of the stuff you may not even use. Yes, Thank you, Yvette. Overdraft. Some of you are paying overdraft fees because you don't have any organization at all. And I need you all to get organized. Now, back to me. And so I'm interested to hear y'all thoughts and comments. And I know everyone's going to have a different perspective. So I have direct deposits. Go to the high yield interest savings account. Immediately in that comment section, put immediately. Immediately, my money starts making interest on my behalf. And it helps my money hedge against inflation. If inflation is 2 to 3% and my high yield interest savings account is making 2 to 3%, I'm hedging against inflation. And so I've now put the first line of defense in place so that my money is not losing value as opposed to what's going on in the world. And so you must understand that inflation is going to keep coming and inflation is going to happen. Anytime they print off money and then that money, that extra dollars that are printed off are put out into the marketplace and spent, then inflation is going to occur. Thank you, Miss Sheila Thomas. Immediately. I like that right there. Immediately, suddenly, my money begins to work for me. As y'all are tuning in, make sure you share the live for other people to hear this. Now, how do I pay my bills? How do I pay my expenses? And keep in mind, if you are not disciplined, if you're not organized, I don't advise that you do this. All my basic bills, all my expenses that I would have to pay, that are required, my basic necessities that I need to pay throughout the month, I get my trusty, handy dandy credit card that gets me benefits. I get, whether it's cashback rewards, hotel points, mileage, whatever it is, I get a trusty, handy dandy credit card that I use every month that benefits me strategically. Now, Sheila says she has auto pay on life insurance the 15th of every month. Okay, and so that's good that you all are doing some of these things on auto pay. You all know about it. Tony Sherman said auto pay car insurance on the 26th. All of these different things that y'all have on auto pay, I said auto draft, auto pay, make sure that you know the date that they come out, because some people get hung up because they're spending money, and then, oh, I forgot about that auto pay that's coming out. And all of a sudden, now you don't have enough money in the account, or there's some overdraft, all that stuff happens. Now, Coach Steele has this credit card. All my basic bills, I'm going to have to use gas throughout the month, utilities, whatever it is. I'm trying to think of some other things, internet, all of that, I pay with my credit card. And I know some people are going to say, but the credit card company is going to charge you interest. So even if you're going to get the reward points, the cash back, the mileage, oh no, then you're paying for it anyway. No, Coach Steele looks at the credit card statement to find out, when is this credit card company going to charge me interest on the balance? Why? When is the charge date? Basically, that's what you need to know. You need to know the charge date on your credit card. Most people, I would advise you not to even use a credit card, because I don't want you to get undisciplined and go into debt. And certain things happen, and then now your life's all out of whack, and the credit card is charging you 26% interest, and now you're paying for the same groceries for the whole year, and the same apple that you bought for 50 cents in the store, now you've already paid $10 for it. Now, so when I have this credit card and I'm organized, I'm structured, I know that I need to pay that credit card every month on a specific date, like clockwork. And some of this stuff, you can set it and forget it. You can organize it to happen. Meanwhile, oh, this is so good right here. The average person, as they're paying all of these bills and expenses every month, in the beginning of the month, in the middle of the month, all of this, they're just paying the bills. The money that was sitting in their checking account is not growing in value. There's no compound interest happening. I'm using this credit card that is not charging me interest. Remember, I said my money is sitting in a high yield interest savings account. So if I'm paying everything on a credit card that's not charging me any interest, so whatever I swipe, the balance is still the same. This is the stuff that I needed every month. And so check this out. And that's a good point, Tony Sherman. Credit card charge date and the due date, you must know the difference. You need to know the difference between the two. So the charge date, when are they going to charge me interest on the balance? Meanwhile, Coach Steele's money is sitting in his high yield interest savings account, still growing in value, making a little extra money over here. Before the charge date, then I move the money out of the high yield to pay off the credit card. Now, I pay the credit card off in full, same as cash, without having to pay any interest because I pay it before the charge date. There's an organized system and structure in place so that my money can grow at max value. If I sit it in a checking account, it gives the bank the opportunity to look at 90% of the value of my money and loan it out to someone else. And I don't make any money off of that. I want to make something. In the wise words of Denzel Washington, I'm going to leave with something. I'm going to leave with something. And so you have to start being strategic. Do you have to do it my way? No, you don't have to do it my way, but you need to have structure and organization when you are trying to reach your goals in 2026. Everyone, listen to me. You know, Habakkuk 2:2 says, write the vision, make it plain so those that see it may run with it. I want you all to remember as well, you need to write down your budget. We talked about this last week and I think the week before. Whether it's on an Excel sheet or whether digitally, you need to start tracking what you have coming in and going out. And so when you start tracking what you have coming in and going out, especially like on an Excel sheet, that gives you an opportunity to write dates by it. You get to start seeing the averages every month. Okay, every month you get to see, whoa, I spent $1,200 on groceries at Walmart. That should make you also say, you know what? Maybe I need to buy some stock in Walmart. Maybe I need to invest in Walmart. Because if I'm putting $1,200 in every month and the rest of the world on average is doing that, then clearly their stock is going to rise over a period of time. So you all have to keep that in mind as we go through this. So that's something else that you need to think about, right? Now, even with my high yield interest savings account, not only do I sit my money in the high yield interest savings account, but I did some research on that bank. And the research I did, I saw that that bank is going to excel and do great. So I put my money in the high yield interest savings account. I put it in there, leave it in there for a majority of the month till it's time to pay the bills and expenses. And I also invest in that bank. So I buy shares, fractional shares in that bank every single month like clockwork. And so not only do I believe in them to help me hedge against inflation, not only do I use them systematically. And the cool thing about some banks, oh, this is so good. I'm glad I get to go over this, guys. Sometimes y'all have different banks for different accounts. The one bank where you can set up a high yield interest savings account, and the link is in the description. If you're asking about it, click the link, set up an account, and you can potentially get an extra $25 or more, depending on how quick you move to set up the account. And if you put $50 in there as well. So check this out. That bank will also let you set up multiple vaults. So you can have multiple savings accounts in that bank. And another thing that I advise that people do, give your bank accounts a nickname. Ooh, this is good. When we talk about today organizing your finances, I want you all to give your bank account nicknames. So like the bank you're with should allow you to like name that account, give it a nickname, give it a title. And so in that comment section, this is something, as I was walking this morning, I wanted to remember to tell you all, and I'm glad it came back to my memory. Give your bank accounts nicknames, give them titles. What should the nickname or title be? Well, depending on your goals that you want to accomplish, y'all welcome for this. This is free nuggets right now. Whatever goal you're trying to accomplish, whatever it is that you're trying to get done, if it's a vacation in December, if it is my $1 million account, if it's my business, want to start a business, whatever your goals are, my vacation money, whatever it is, give that account the name of the goal you're trying to accomplish. So that means every time you log in, every time you start trying to move money in that account and things like that, you're going to see the name of your goal right there in your face. You're going to see the name of what you're trying to accomplish, and you depositing, sowing seeds in that account every month or whenever the opportunity presents itself. Is that good for anybody? Is that good? Was that good information for anybody that's tuning in on today of changing the bank account to the goal that you're trying to accomplish, giving it a nickname for the goals you're trying to reach in 2026? That should be a good nugget. And it's good for something for you all to see visually, laying your eyes on your goal. It might make you start logging into your account more just to read what those goals and aspirations are, because you've given it a nickname, you've given it a title. Dante says, so now I need to do it, but I don't do it after working all day because he's so tired. Okay, well, you need an accountability partner. You need someone to say, I know you're tired, Dante, but you need to get up and get that done ASAP. And so if you're tired after working, if you play on your phone, if you go on the laptop, if you get ready to watch a TV show, discipline yourself. Put a reminder: before I can cut on this TV, before I can listen to this music, before I can open up this laptop, whatever it is, discipline yourself and say, I have to get this done before I give myself the privilege to have fun. It's that simple, and it rhymes. I have to give this done before I give myself permission and the privilege to have fun. So think about that. And so when it talks about when you say low rates that don't keep up with inflation, if inflation, they say, is 2 to 3%, but a high yield interest savings account is more than 3%, it helps you hedge against inflation. Is it the end all be all? No. It's just that extra money that's sitting around that helps you hedge against inflation. So yes, checking accounts that have no interest rates at all don't help you keep up with inflation at all. Now, so yes, thank you, Mr. Tony Sherman. We want to put nicknames for each account, and those nicknames need to be your goals. Tim Scott said before Facebook. I think Tim Scott trying to tell you to log off and get it done now, Dante. Don't listen to him, though. Don't listen to him. But anyway, multiple accounts to help manage your money better, to avoid mixing funds. So just keep in mind that you can use one bank and make multiple vaults, in other words, multiple accounts with multiple nicknames. So now when you go to one bank account, when you go to one bank and log in, you can see your whole system is structured in place. And usually it's easier to move money from one account to the next within the same bank. Now, I get it. Sometimes you don't want all your eggs in one basket. You don't want all your money at one bank in specific, and that's fine too. So you don't have to do that. These are just hints and things to help you all get organized and put a system in place. All right, guys, let's go a little bit further. Far as what I'm trying to tell you all and some of the things that I do. Know what you have coming in, know what you have going out, know those when those auto pays come out, annotate all of that stuff, get organized. Let's see some other points that I had for you all. You want to make sure you put the names of the accounts on there as well to help you with accomplishing your goals. Another point that I wanted to help you all out with as well. And I understand what your problem is, Dante. I see exactly what you need. He says, the problem is I get in front of the computer and I start dozing off, or I get on Amazon, or I get sidetracked. It's boring. It may be a slight touch of ADD, or check this out. Just give me your password and information and I'll do it, but you just have to pay me. That's all. So you might have the issue where you need to pay someone to do it for you because you don't want to do it. And then you can just pay me to do it and I'll do it for you. And that's a good deal right there. And so I actually need to get with you about something too, Dante, as well. But so yeah, I'll give you a call and get with you on that. It's not responsible, but I'm trying to do better. You're going to do better. Don't worry about it. We're going to bother you about it. And that's the beauty of Coach Steele's Finance Training. We are a family. We're a team here on Coach Steele's Finance Training. And so even though I joke and use a little sarcasm and a little comedy and silliness, we all are rooting for each other, and we really want to help each other and see each other be successful. So I'm interested to hear your thoughts and concerns and some of the things that you all do to get organized, some of the things you all do. Here's another big one, ladies and gentlemen. This is the last one I'll leave you all with on today. If you want to organize your finances, one of the big things you need to do is you need to create systems for your paperwork. So we live in a society where we have mail come in, and mail's hitting your mailbox every day. A lot of us, especially if you're in business and you have other things going on, there's something in the mailbox coming every day, whether it's junk mail, whether it's important, whether it's health insurance, whether it's bills, expenses, all of that stuff is coming in, right? And so what we need to do is be able to organize our papers. And so you need to have a system in place. And so you need to start, even if you need to get certain shelves in place or what I call paper racks and things like that, little baskets where you drop the paper in and create a system. And so when you get a system, instead of just sitting the paper on a table or sitting it on the desk, if you have a basket that it goes in, then you can give that basket a name. Okay, this is everything that just came in. That's basket number one. When it's paid, then it shifts to another basket or it shifts to another file or another folder. And so you can have an unpaid basket and you can have a paid basket that you shifted in. And so you need to have some type of structure or system, folder or filing in place for your paperwork. Otherwise, that paperwork can back up on you. And check this out. We're in tax season, ladies and gentlemen. And so when it comes to taxes, you need to have that paperwork. You need to have those documents and things in place. And so Tony Sherman put A through Z binder. That's another thing that you can do as well. And so when you have those binders in place, you can put your bills and expenses, all of that different stuff in alphabetical order. Also, if you're living with someone, you have a spouse, a loved one, they know where to find things. You know, if you got insurance, it might be in the eyes or the name of that insurance company, whatever the name of it is, will be in that alphabet. So that's a good one. And that's what I'm talking about, sharing your thoughts and your comments in here to help someone else out. Dante says, I'm blessed to have Courtney because she stays on my head. She makes me want to do better. That's good. You want to have an accountability partner. Tim Scott says, now that's my downfall. We're going to have Alta call in here pretty soon. So we have to know our strengths and weaknesses when it comes to our finances. And there's nothing wrong with that because everyone has strengths and weaknesses when it comes to their finances and when it comes to organizing your finances. Like I told you all, when you organize your finances and the game is played in between the lines, right? Here's the borders, here are the rules. Well, the finance game is played in between your ears. When you have organization, mentally, you can focus better. Mentally, you can execute better. Mentally, you all of a sudden have the confidence and the assurance to go out and give it your best and give it your all because you have systems in place and you're confident. And so you're able to read your results better when you have organization. Okay, I know this comes out on the 15th. I'm checking my checking account. That bill is $200 on the 15th that I have to pay. I got $2,000 in my checking account. I know I have enough for what's coming. Y'all understand what I'm saying there? You'll know you have enough for what's coming consistently every month. And like I told you all as well, like I do, I put my money in a high yield interest savings account and I try not to pay my bills immediately because I let my money make as much interest as it possibly can in the high yield. And then before that credit card company can charge me interest, then I take some money out of the high yield, pay the credit card off in full. Now, also in that high yield interest savings account, if I have money that needs to be invested, whether it's in more real estate, whether it's in 3 to 5 year notes, whatever it is that I'm investing in, my dividend stock portfolio. Now, when I pay myself first, that's one of the first things I do as far as organization for the month. I pay myself first. If I have any money that goes into investments, it leaves my high yield and it goes straight to those investments. I start deploying the money and moving it to my system for success because I have to pay my future self first. You all in that comment section, put pay your future self first. And so if you don't, I don't know who will. Like, depending on what age you are, 40, 50, 60, I don't know who's going to take care of the 60-year-old you, the 70-year-old you, the 50-year-old you. Is anybody putting money to the side for the future you? If not, guess what? You need to get to work. You need to start doing that for yourself. And so there's a hole that has to be fixed there. And so as we talk about different things, it says Tony Sherman said Timothy Scott need to go on remedial training. And so let's see here. Dante says, okay, so then we have the other problem. If you get everything organized, but you see you don't have the money to add up to what you have for the month. This was before I started doing lawn care. So I'm talking like before I started doing lawn care. What's one of my problems now? I think he's talking about basically if you got more month than you have money. And so in those situations, it goes back to what we taught last week when it talks about create and then manage cash flow. How do you create more cash flow? And then how do you manage it? Most people don't have any money left over at the end of every month. They don't have any cash flow. And so you have to watch last week's lesson, how we talked about how do you adjust your budget so that you're in the green and not in the red at the end of every month. So, ladies and gentlemen, as we continue to push forward through this training on today, I see a few of you all. Tim Scott, pay yourself first. Tony Sherman, pay yourself first. Sheila Thomas, pay your future self first. As we talk about these different subjects on organize your finances, I want you all to remember some of those simple hints. Examine all your accounts and make sure they serve a genuine purpose that benefits your financial goals. I need you all to make sure that you are tracking everything, writing it down on an Excel sheet, or whether you're digitally tracking everything. Also, the other gem and jewel that we talked about today, make sure that you are giving each account a name, a nickname for those accounts. Another cool part about giving the accounts a nickname is when you have to move money, you're not over examining, okay, am I transferring this money in the right account? Is that okay? Is that the right account number? Is the routing number? And you're not overthinking all of that because I gave this account a nickname and I've put money in this account every month with the same nickname. It gives you more confidence with tracking and moving the money as well. So that's something else you want to remember. And we want to know when our drafts are coming out, when those auto pays are coming out. And then lastly, organize your papers. Have a system in place to organize your paperwork, guys. And so that's very, very key in getting rid of the clutter so that you can focus and have success with your finances. Get your baskets, give your baskets a name, whether you write it on there or whether you put a piece of tape with the name on it, however you organize it, make sure you put the names on there so that you can organize everything strategically, or whether you put folders in place as well. If you have things that you need to put away to the side for taxes, put that to the side. And one last thing that I'll leave with you all, some of you have so much papers that comes in throughout the year that you may just have to go digital. In other words, scan the papers that you want to keep and then put them in a digital folder, save them on your device, your computer, your laptop, your thumb drive, save that stuff. So scan it. Then if you need to, papers and documents that are so old that you don't need anymore or you were worried about having, some of that stuff you can throw away, shred, burn, and then you have the digital copy of it. And you can also email it to yourself as well. And so that's another way to help you get organized and have confidence, declutter, and have space to organize your finances in 2026. If you stayed in and you tuned in this long, go ahead and give yourself that clap emoji. Give yourself a round of applause. You all did another awesome job today here on Coach Steele's Finance Training. Staying locked in to help you get organized with your finances. And if you have any thoughts, comments, or questions or other subjects that you would like to hear us talk about, feel free to leave those in the comment section. You can also go to my description, order a t-shirt, Coach Steele's Finance Training on my website. Also, you can find the link to the high yield interest savings account on my website as well. And of course, you can also see the links on there to set up a dividend stock portfolio, all that good stuff. If you ever have any questions, feel free to email me. My email address is down there at the bottom I have people from Coach Steele's Finance Trainer reach out and email me all the time with different questions. Other than that, appreciate everybody tuning in. Have a great rest of your day. You all be blessed, and let's hit these goals in 2026. And every time you have progress on your goals, come on Saturday, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time Zone, and come testify and let the rest of the